What's up, everybody? Yeah, this is heavy on my heart today. I was watching YouTube yesterday and watching other interviews of people and these gangsters that's from around the world, especially in the LA area. And some people will misconstrue what snitching is or what what how to be a gangster, basically. And so I want to say this: as you mature and you become more wise in your gangsterism, like, because as you become a gangster, like, everybody who gang bang ain't gangsters. Everybody who gang bang or is gang members ain't gangsters. A lot of people don't know, first of all, certain protocol to be a gangster. They don't know how to conduct themselves and hold themselves accountable. And so when it comes down to being a gangster, like, and having that gangsterism, that mentality, it's like this: snitching is when you go into doing a crime with somebody and then y'all get caught and then you tell on that nigga. That's snitching. Snitching is you out there doing crimes and you offer information about somebody else in order to get less time for yourself. That's snitching. Snitching and being a gangster, when you mature, like me, I did 13 years in the California prison system on a level 4. And as far as put myself in a situation to tell, and what that means is allowing people to do crimes around me and knowing it could put me in a predicament where the police need information in order to convict this man. So then they're gonna try to pressure me with more time. And so I don't put myself in that situation. Like, I love my niggas. I got a gang of homies that's still active doing hella shit every day. They chasing it. They road runners and they money men. And so I respect them niggas so much that I love it for you. Get your money, dog. But I just can't live that lifestyle. And so I would never put myself in a situation like, if I know they out there chasing chicken and we supposed to go get a bottle, or we finna ride to the homie house or whatever. I'm not doing that. And it's not that I don't love you, I don't respect you, I don't fuck with you. It's that I can't afford that. And we can't afford that. Because being a gangster, even though it'll crush me to take myself out of my kid's life, but I would, because I couldn't look at myself saying, oh, I told on this nigga to get off a case, even though it wasn't my case. Because most niggas who's looking at that much time ain't gonna be like, yeah, that's mine. All of that stuff is mine. Give me life. So they gonna keep their mouth shut, as they should. But then by them keeping their mouth shut, now I gotta keep my mouth shut, and we gotta ride this beef. And from my history and all my cases, the jury ain't gonna look at it and say, oh, this nigga might not have done it. And so then therefore, I don't put myself in that situation. If I need a ride somewhere, I'm not gonna ask a gangster or a gang member to give me a ride to the store, to my mama house, up the street, because he might got a gun in there, he might got dope in there, he might got something illicit that I don't know, and I don't want to know. I'm not gonna. I was telling my people the other day, I don't even ask niggas, like, if they finna go somewhere. I'm not gonna be like, oh, let me ask you first. Hey, you got a gun in here? I don't want to know, because if we on the side of the road with the police, and then they like, what's in the car, and he got it hidden somewhere, and they find it, and he like, oh, I did tell that nigga that it was a gun in there, and so then he gonna be like, oh, well, he probably told on me. No, I don't even want to know if you got a gun in there. I don't want to know what you got in your car. I'm not finna get in your car. I'm not finna come to your house. And it's not that I don't love and respect you or fuck with you. It's that I can't afford that. We can't afford that. You might be willing to take that risk, but I'm not. And so as a grown man that adapted and matured in this gangsterism, I don't put myself in that situation, because my kids need me, because I do value my freedom. And I'm not partaking. Now, if I was in that, doing that, hey, that's the lifestyle. But that's not my lifestyle. And so then I wanted to touch on this too, because it was made to be that if the police was dirty and did something to you, and you basically fighting for your freedom, it's snitching. It's not snitching. I want that to be very much clear. It's not gangster to say, you know what, you gave me this case and I'm just gonna take it. That's not gangster. That's not a real man. And so what's always been gangster is trying to beat cases. That's always been gangster. Whether I did it or not, I'm gonna say I didn't do it. But if I didn't do it and a cop did some crazy stuff and try to put a case on me, for sure I'm fighting for my freedom. Because I'm not finna sit here and say, you know what? I'm gonna keep the street code with somebody who doesn't live and abide by the street code, which is the police. That's like when regular civilians tell on gang members. That's not snitching. That's reporting crimes because there's civilians in the world. So you can't go around here and say, I can't believe this nigga snitched on me. No, he didn't snitch on you. He did what civilized people do. And if you're not a civilized person, then you can't expect a civilized person to treat you civilly. You're uncivilized. That should be noted, that these regular people, if you hit somebody and run, this regular person is going to call the police and report that. That is not snitching. They don't live by the same rules that you live by. I can never sit here and be like I expect a woman to fight a man's battle and then be like, oh, she did some pussy shit. She has a pussy. That's what she's supposed to do. She's not supposed to fight men. So then I can't sit here and be like, she needs to do what I would do because that's how I get out. No, that's not how it works. If you a gang member, you in that, yes, you keep your mouth shut. Hold your own. Ride your beef. That's gangster. But when you sit here and start to blur lines, that's where a lot of people get it confused at. Like, because then that's when they start to not really uphold the gangsterism. Because if I'm sitting here holding a square nigga to the same standards that I hold myself to in this gangster life, then I'm delusional. I'm out of it. It's not right. It's not fair. It's not logical. It's not reasonable. It's none of those things. I'm expecting a person who gets up and go to work every day and don't do crimes, don't speed, wear their seatbelt, to sit here and not tell the police on something that a nigga did that's going against it. Because it's two different worlds. They uphold the law, they live by the law, and I break the law. So that I can't expect somebody, a law abider, to respect a law breaker. That don't even add up. But then if you're breaking the law, you should expect that these law abiders are going to report you. Because that snitching thing doesn't translate and transfer into a real, like the law abiding world. And when people start to get delusional about that, then you sit here and you start to expect the wrong thing from the wrong people. And that should always be remembered. And so, yes, snitching is not okay. If I do go back to breaking the law and doing illegal things, snitching is never okay, ever. And then, and then let me say this. Then he said if somebody was to kidnap his daughter or do something to his wife or his family, he wouldn't tell on them. And I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't tell on them. You should go kill him. That's what you should do. It shouldn't be, I feel like, and this may not be a popular opinion, but I feel like instead of me letting him live in prison, I've been in prison and I've had it really good in prison at times, where I've had whatever I wanted to eat, and they're drinking alcohol. I've came close to being with a female CO. I could get married and have a wife, so I still would be able to experience a woman's body. But at the same time, I wouldn't want a man to be able to do all of that, because he might be more criminally sophisticated than I am and figure out more ways to do more things in prison and live comfortably after he did something to my kids or my family. So I'd rather unalive him and then deal with that myself over snitching or telling. I don't believe in that. I believe in if it's that bad, I would rather get my justice for myself. But I'm not gonna sit here and just ignore it. And that's what that was my biggest thing about this dude when he was like, it sounds tough and it sounds great when niggas scream and holler and throw gang names out, but at the same time, it's like, if you really look at what they saying, it has no logic to it. Being a gangster, it's like this. Just because I'm selling drugs, I don't want to get told on. but that don't mean I got to tell everybody what I'm doing. And so then, therefore, it might sound tight to like, yeah, everybody know I was flooding the block doing this and doing that. But how you didn't get told on? How you gonna do this? How you gonna do that? Being a gangster is a lot more than just sounding tough and wearing colors and doing all that stuff. And so I just want that. I want y'all to think about that. Like, start putting stuff into perspective. Because now I'm gonna start. This is what I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna start seeing what these dudes are saying, and I'm gonna put it into a real nigga's perspective. Because the reason I did so well in prison is I understand logic and reason, and I've never been a coward. So when people say things, I sit here, I think about it, and I say, man, does that make sense? Can I follow that? Can I fuck with that? And if I can't, then I'm not, because I'm not a dummy, and I'll never lead the young life into doing dumb shit, saying I'm like snitching and all this other stuff. It's crazy. Follow me, subscribe, repost, man. Give me some shout outs. Tell me what y'all want to hear about some real nigga shit. Like, what is it that's logical, or just a common belief that somebody say that you really wanted some real insight from somebody who lived his life to the fullest and really like did that.